learning those pipes and, and all those things. But when I was doing advanced mathematics and I understood what they are in depth, how they are created, how they are used, and so on, I realized the usefulness of them. And yet, at that level, too, other people were complaining, which do not need to know certain things about the biology or the geology, and so on. We just want to focus on the physics that to determine what is underground. So it's always the point is there's just one teacher for 20 people. How can we do it? If we don't teach everything a little bit to everybody, people who are interested in dinosaurs will not, learn only about finance. And people who are interested in the biology will not learn about, a quadratic equation and so on. So it is just a limiting resources that we have to share with everybody. That is the way I understand it. And I still believe everything has to be taught to everyone as far as we are not able to identify everybody uniquely and then focus on what that person needs. And as Shirel was saying, who pick out something out of that is taught in 3 days could go and expand on it eventually and then specialize in it.
Thank
Or
you.
what do you think?
Yeah.
I think maybe to answer you, Charlie, in the book, he talks about big learning. It's a program that does exactly what you are asking in terms of kids are taken, but they are not bunched together. They go out and they learn things that are peculiar to themselves. And I think there's more detail in the book about it. But
Yes.
one thing that he does say is that it has been very successful whenever it has been practiced. So I don't think that it's a far-fetched idea that we can um, find what children or kids are interested in and make sure that whatever education they receive is aligned to their interests and their peculiarities.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah, definitely.
I think
Thank
you
you.
guys close that debate because as Charlie and Josh were saying, you we can start learning a law, and then when we are going, we start specializing ourselves in the direction that we. Or if at the beginning you don't have that base, then you will be lost. Like until today, people are still saying that the earth is flat. How are we going to convince them? Maybe by taking them into the space and see from the space to the earth. And thank you, Christelle, when she was saying that, because I thought that we left the train already, but she said, oh, don't forget, you will be having grandchildren, so that if you know about this book, it can be very, very helpful. So thank you
Yeah.
for reminding me that. And also the system, it might be bad, but within the system, you can get what is good as well. But
Mhm.
like, yeah, like myself, I make sure, I didn't know that before, but I make sure to put all my children through magnet school. And magnet school is a different type of school that they emphasize on something at the beginning. So you might go to magnet school of fashion design, you might go to magnet school of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. So you choose already at the beginning. And when you put those children through that, they love it because it's more emphasis that they are public, but it's almost like a private school and you don't pay anything. So that's important as well. So the system might be there, but if you dig and learn from the system, you might win. And the homeschooling, Charlie already brought up the social integration of the child. And that's very, very important as well, because what the book is advising us is just not to say one size will fit everyone. So at the same time that Josh was advising to homeschooling, does homeschooling will fit everyone? Because I know for sure there are certain children, if they are in among other people, is when they are very, very flourishing, when they are very, very happy. So we have to be aware of that as well, not to bring the homeschooling necessary on them. Say, homeschooling is better, you have to do it. Is a little bit dangerous there. And also, in a country where the government is supporting you from 0 to 12 year of schooling, homeschooling might be very expensive for you. How are you going to claim all the expenses back to you? I don't know how it works. They might give you some, grant or some money, some fund, but I don't think whether they will pay you everything. Because if the child go to school, is where he's going to be eating, is where he's going to be using the toilet, all this one. But at home, you are paying for all this one. So the expense sometimes might be expensive to homeschooling as well. And I like the fact that Josh was saying that learning how to learn. I went for class for that, even because when I was doing my CPA things, it was too much for me. I said, how am I going to retain them? So I went for class, and those classes are very, very easy to get on Coursera. It's free of charge. And I went for that class. He teach you how to learn. So it's very important what Josh said that, and communication as well. I think Charlemagne brought up the communication and the education. When we were talking about the education, I remember Robert Kiyosaki, what to do before you quit your job. He was comparing that there's education traditional way, the street, the street art of. So those ones are very important as well. So yeah, I think the book is from Crystal advice. I feel like the book now applied to me. Otherwise, I was saying, it's not my book. But now, for my grandchildren, I feel like the book belongs to me now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So it was a great discussions tonight. We are going to talk about next week, June 2nd. I will be presenting The Upside of Stress by Kelly McGonigal.
We won't remember the name. Just
yeah. So that will be what I will present next week. So as usual, I will ask Aaron to send me the PowerPoint of it, and I'll work on it. Okay. Anything else? Anyone want to say?
Yeah, one quick thing before you go, whether you were intrigued by the few kids that were lost into the jungle from the beginning out of the human society, and they couldn't be recouped. Only one out of the, almost 100 got back to the society, but not completely. But 4 cases were very strange, one in Ukraine, one in India, and so on. And then they got out of parents and recoup eventually a few years later, while they have already lived in the animal kingdom and passed the stage between between the 4 to 7 years where they were supposed to be molded into our society and they could never be brought back. What did you think about that? I don't know if it's triggered your mind.
Yeah, but those I don't think studies have been fully carried out on those cases, but nevertheless, there's I can't explain it, but the connection between a baby and a mother when the child is born is very strong, and when that bond is broken, and the child is taken not only from the mother but from human connection, then something goes very wrong with the child. In fact, you'll find that most or all the children that have been brought up in the wild, they never live to be fully grown adults. They die maybe at a teenage level, because there's something that's fundamental that we get from human connection that you cannot get if you are out of that connection. Whatever it is, I don't think there is a good answer for it. We still have to figure out what it is.
And I believe that those things. Tarzan, I don't know, you
Yeah.
know Tarzan?
The movie.
Tarzan, yeah.
Yeah, it was based on that. But me, I'll go also that as Josh was mentioning, there's even though that we get born after 9 months, we are still developing until 7 years old. So during that time, if the subconscious is not well molded, then it can never come back, because the subconscious mind is what is helping you to have that accent. Because you might be learning another language, but still the first language you will taint the second language. So how are you going to correct that if, because of that 0 to 7 years old, if you miss that, there are certain things, there are certain neurons that are no longer there to be molded to what is exactly. So definitely something like that might be happening to those kids who were lost and didn't have the human touch while they were growing up, and after 7 years it's so difficult to get it back.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
the
is a
human-
great book.
And,
The
and,
human-
I had to do some confession. Is it confession, or how do they say it at the church? They say that they will come.
Confession.
No, not confession. They will come and say something good happened to them, or how do you say?
Testimony.
Okay,
Testimony.
testimony. Yeah, yeah. I was this Saturday. I was at my son's graduation, and the principal started saying, "Oh, I advise everyone to go and live with by Ikigai principle."
Ikigai.
Yeah,
Ikigai principle.
yeah, and I said, "Oh, I know this one." Trust me, if she asked me maybe 2 months earlier than that, I couldn't know, because I never heard that expression and I never read the book before you guys suggest. So it was powerful that and she mentioned another book that we have it here as well. I think it's a Wabi Sabi principle.
Yeah,
Oh, Wabi
that's
Sabi.
we talk
coming.
about it in Ikigai. It's coming by Fatu.
Yeah. So I was on the. I mean, I was very proud of myself, knowing that okay, I know those kind of things. Otherwise, yeah. So yeah, it's working on us definitely. Thank you.
So before you close, also to answer just a little bit the question of human connection, going back to Ikigai, right? The people who live long and healthy in the blue zone, they have also in common that connection. Those
Social
people,
life.
they have a social life. Nobody could really explain, like just say, but it happened that those people who live together, support each other, know each other, they're the one who live longer. So living with people has some input. If you live alone, even if you're rich, you die early. You die earlier.
Yeah.
The people who live in group and count on each other. So Ikigai is there. It's part of Ikigai, like as you just say.
Ikigai.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
These are very valuable things we are getting, and that sometimes I'm sad. I call
June 23rd is a Wabi Sabi.
okay.
Yeah, June 23rd will be Wabi Sabi,
Yeah.
Japanese
My God.
wisdom for a perfectly imperfect life by Fatu.
That would be awesome.
So,
Yeah. I was also intrigued by the fact that this book is so well developed, explained how gender is not defined the way our society is defined it, but yet it still have this kind of connotation, even up to a very high level politically. People deny the fact that other people may be different and so on. And I said, oh, it's advanced, it's well explained, and it is in plain language. Why wouldn't people get it and still condemn, how do we say, people who could not identify themselves as man, women, girl or boy the way we thought of. It's so sad.
It's a
Anyway,
question of time.
Yes, and
Mhm.
also it will never be 100% achieved. There will be people who will always fight for it. How have you ever imagined how can you explain the color to a blindness? A person who
You are froze.
We lost him. He froze.
Yeah, the sound is gone.
Yeah, Arun, you are froze.
We cannot
Oh,
hear you.
yeah, he's probably refreshing.
He'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Fred Thomas, you can continue your development for now the way you were explaining it. Hmm? You said it's a matter of time.
For the
My first presentation.
no, what you were saying, Arun was talking about it too.
Yeah. So
Gender.
yeah, it's a question of time because look how long women start voting in the U.S.
Women, yes.
Okay.
I mean, women,
Women, okay.
women,
Yeah.
right? Those question of gender, male, female, all of those things, women don't have the same right as men before, right? So we have to just give history will take care of some of this stuff,
Yeah.
like, and then you will say because we all know at the beginning there is no differentiation. The egg can become a man or a woman, right? And later in life, we are saying gender by the kind of game we play, right? You see the little girl, they give her a baby and she'll have something with a kid, but you see the little boy will go outside and play soccer and aggressive, dangerous game,
Done.
right? So it's a question of time, though. So that thing gonna evolve.
Yeah, but
Yeah, go ahead, Masif.
it can never achieve 100%. We will never. People
Correct.
always say that, like until today, people are still saying that. Until today, people are still fighting, say that certain nonsense that they keep having, like, oh, black people intelligence is lower than white people. People are still believing that. So how are you going to correct them? As I was saying, it's difficult to explain something that you cannot constrain them or force them to believe that. It's difficult. So we just let them go, especially in the new administration. Is even worse now. Is even worse. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, history will take care of so many things.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Okay, go on.
All right, so I think we can end our conversation on those notes. And I want to thank everyone for coming in tonight. And you have a good night.
And live by Ikigai.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.